This park is antiquated, but not because people don't love it. This place is more loved now than it ever has been.
And the City Commission wants voters to approve up to $30 million that will be used towards those park improvements. Now, this is the first reading about that, and that language will then go onto the ballot for next year. The meeting starts tonight at 5 o'clock. For now, though, we are live in West Palm Beach. Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The president is still considering taking action on vaping, according to the White House. A full ban on flavored vaping products may not be an option, though, because it could end thousands of jobs in the vaping industry. The president said that he would meet with people in the vaping industry and medical professionals, but there haven't been any signs of that happening yet. Reducing new HIV infections may be as simple as ordering test kits online. The CDC spent a year identifying...
We'll get back with Chris Stewart here in just a moment, having a little technical difficulty. Meanwhile, a construction project that's lasted all year long is finally now just wrapping up. What families can expect from the new Rosemary Square and what's planned through the holiday season. But first, here's what's coming up tonight on Court TV.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and we are in day number 7 of testimony in the Henry Segura murder trial happening right now in Tallahassee, Florida. This is both a death penalty case and a retrial. The 41-year-old is accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend, Brandy Peters, her twin daughters, and the couple's 3-year-old son. Prosecutors say that his motivation was avoiding possible jail time for roughly $23,000 that he owed in back child support. But the defense says the brutal killings happened because Brandy Peters was stealing from a Mexican cartel. Gang leader and prison inmate James Carlos Santos told the jury that he ordered the hit on Peters and her children. Today, both sides called a crime scene reconstruction expert to the stand. And we've seen conflicting expert testimony throughout this trial with respect to the DNA found at the scene. Closing arguments are expected to happen tomorrow. And as always, you can count on Court TV for gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you. And you can watch Scripps' own Court TV on the stations listed on your screen right now. We're back in a moment.
What we've always thought about heart procedures and treatment is changing. NYU researchers say they have strong evidence showing that stents may be unnecessary for some patients. Now, stents are mesh tubes that open up clogged arteries. Now, they've been used to improve blood flow in patients with severe but stable heart disease. Researchers say that stents only fix a small area of the heart. Medicine can affect all the arteries, including spots that are just starting to clog. Doctors also found that patients who had a heart procedure were more likely to suffer a heart problem or die within the next year than those who only used medicine. Now, cardiologists who weren't part of this study say that medicine has improved in recent years and brings more benefits and fewer risks.
I think the bottom line message from this study is that many patients with stable symptoms, not having a lot of chest pains, will do just as well treated with medicines alone compared to medicines plus fixing their heart blockages.
Cardiologists, while these findings are significant, they say they are unlikely to change medical practice. Now, the White House is now rushing to get a bill through Congress that would curb prescription drug costs. The president is backing a bill in the Senate that would force drug companies to pay rebates if they raise their prices too much. It would not give Medicare the authority to bargain, and it would also cap what Medicare recipients pay out of pocket. Air safety regulators are now looking at new ways to certify planes. Now, this comes after safety issues involving the Boeing 737 MAX. The FAA telling the Wall Street Journal the administration could be involved in the design of new planes. The FAA may also have more conversations with plane makers as they develop these new models. The FAA would also like to make sure that human factors are a higher priority, and that includes factoring in just how airline pilots react in emergency situations. Disney Plus seems to be all the rage right now, and of course hackers, they are taking notice of this. An investigation by ZDNet found that hackers have already started selling account information. Now, people trying to get access to Disney Plus accounts are paying $3 to $11 per account. Users who tried to use the service this weekend say they were logged out of all their devices. Hackers then changed emails and passwords. Now, cutting the cord doesn't necessarily mean you're paying less. Now, if you pay for live TV with Hulu, expect to pay $10 more a month. Hulu Live TV, well, that'll now increase to $54.99 a month, the same plan with no ads. will cost $60.99 a month. Those changes take effect a month from today. Well, some of us may be overwhelmed by just how many streaming TV services there are now. Now, if you are opting for several subscriptions, you may be able to save some money. Certain credit cards may offer bonus rewards for streaming subscriptions. CNBC found the Blue Cash Preferred from American Express can give you 6% cash back on all streaming services, but it does come with a $95 annual fee. U.S. Bank's Cash Plus Signature Visa will give you 5% cash back on entertainment purchases. The Amazon Prime Rewards Visa card also offers the same discount, but requires Amazon Prime.
And a high surf advisory in effect for the entire viewing area. This runs through 7 a.m. tomorrow. There's a storm system just to our north, and that's really helping to kick up the seas. So do keep that in mind over the next 24 hours or so. Plus, we have a coastal flood advisory in effect. This is for coastal Palm Beach County, and this runs through 7 tomorrow morning. During the high tide cycle, we may be dealing with some minor coastal flooding. So there's the storm system right there. You can see some rain associated with it. The storm is getting weaker, and it is starting to pull away, and as a result, the seas will start to subside as we head into the next several days, but at least through tomorrow morning, the waters will remain quite rough. Now, in the meantime, into the Atlantic, we are tracking an area of disturbed weather right there, and over the next couple of days, this system will start to work its way northward. The National Hurricane Center giving it about a 50% chance of becoming a tropical cyclone over the next few days. But all the longer range models have a cool front working its way in this direction. And once this system gets into this general area up here, the cool front will absorb the energy from this system, and then it's simply going to fade away. Now, as we head into the evening hours, all will be quiet. Skies generally clear, but temperatures will be falling off. And by early tomorrow morning, we're in the upper 50s.
Steve, thank you. Sculpting for the annual Sandy Tree begins today in downtown West Palm Beach. It'll be made from 700 tons of sand. This year's theme, Surf's Up. It should take about 10 days to create the 35-foot tree. Sandy will debut during the Clematis by Night holiday tree lighting. It's held December 5th. Just in time for the holidays, construction on Rosemary Square in downtown West Palm Beach is set to wrap up in less than 2 weeks from now. It's been more than a year since construction started at Rosemary Square, formerly known as City Place. It was developed and reimagined by related companies. The space will now offer everything from unique dining concepts to major public art installations and, of course, shopping.
Creating a really beautiful environment in the heart of the city, in between the hotel and convention center and the Bright Line Virgin trains. So I think it's just a great experience coming here and being here, and of course going to the great restaurants and shopping and all the existing and new retail to come.
The first light show of the Wishing Tree will be held November 30th during Rosemary Square's holiday kickoff.
Human trafficking survivors are getting some much needed encouragement. Emily Luxon shows us how one company with a national reach is empowering women while putting a serious issue in the spotlight.
Every piece of jewelry designed at Branded Collective comes with a story. And that story starts with the person who created it.
Our purpose is to really empower them and help them rediscover the dreams that they might have lost along the way.
Survivors of human trafficking put care into crafting each bracelet, necklace, and pair of earrings while they recover from past trauma.
The process of making the jewelry and working with our hands and hammering and hitting metal is a very therapeutic process.
Branded Collective co-founders Lauren Carpenter and Emily Mahoney partner with the nonprofit End Slavery Tennessee to hire women from their recovery program. They started the company in 2012 with the goal of helping survivors of human trafficking while increasing awareness about the crime.
It's happening probably, potentially, in your own neighborhood.
Because captors often brand human trafficking victims with a number or symbol, now survivors are able to leave their mark on each piece of jewelry they make.
We wanted people to look at the piece and say, what do those initials mean, or what does that number mean?
The company's website allows customers to register their jewelry, read about who made it, and even send that person a message of encouragement.
And not only empowers survivors, but I think it empowers the person wearing the jewelry to actually share this story.
While the company has produced 50,000 pieces of jewelry, employees have celebrated personal milestones. And Branded Collective hopes its story is just beginning.
Emily,